As we get older, one message seems to be repeated over and over again: just keep moving. Doctors, health magazines, and even our own instincts tell us that walking is one of the best things we can do for our bodies. And yes, movement is essential. Staying active helps with circulation, digestion, mental clarity, and so much more. But here's the shocker: after the age of 70, not all movement is beneficial. And in fact, too much walking can actually accelerate the aging process. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? We've been conditioned to believe that the more we walk, the healthier we'll be. But recent science is painting a very different picture, one that suggests that overwalking, especially long, repetitive walks without variation or rest, can lead to chronic fatigue, joint breakdown, loss of muscle mass, and even increased oxidative stress at the cellular level. Imagine this: you're 72, committed to walking 5 miles every day because it feels like the right thing to do. Yet you find yourself increasingly tired, your knees ache more than they used to, and your recovery time is getting longer. You're doing everything right, so why is your body feeling worse? The truth is, longevity isn't just about movement, it's about the right kind of movement. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how overwalking can speed up aging, the science behind it, and most importantly, what to do instead. We'll show you smart, sustainable ways to stay active that support your joints, muscles, and energy for the long haul. If you or someone you love is over 70, this might be one of the most important health messages you hear this year. Let's dive in. Did you know that overwalking past the age of 70 might actually accelerate aging instead of preventing it? It's a surprising truth that catches many people off guard. For decades, we've been taught that walking is the ultimate form of safe, gentle exercise, especially for older adults. And while it absolutely has its place, what often goes unnoticed is that too much of even a good thing can become harmful, especially when the body begins to change in later years. Let's take the example of Margaret, a 72-year-old retired schoolteacher. After years of hearing about the benefits of staying active, she made it her goal to walk 5 miles every single day. Rain or shine, she was out there, tracking her steps, believing she was doing everything right for her heart, bones, and brain. But over time, she began to notice a troubling shift. Her knees started aching persistently. Her feet felt sore and swollen by evening. She was waking up feeling drained, not refreshed. And strangely, she started catching more colds. Her immune system, which had always been strong, seemed sluggish. She even began losing muscle mass despite her dedication. Margaret's story isn't rare. What she didn't know, and what most people don't, is that walking long distances daily without rest or variation can create repetitive stress on the joints, especially in aging bodies where cartilage is thinner, tendons are less elastic, and muscle recovery is slower. Instead of building strength, she was wearing herself down. Her body was under constant low-grade stress, producing more cortisol, which not only interferes with sleep and immunity, but also promotes inflammation, a key driver of aging. In older adults, the balance of exercise becomes more delicate. When we're younger, the body can handle and recover from high volumes of repetitive movement. But after 70, we lose about 2% of muscle mass per year, and joints become more vulnerable. If the physical activity isn't varied or targeted properly, it leads to overuse injuries, fatigue, and ironically, decreased mobility over time. Long daily walks, while seemingly low impact, can exacerbate these problems by encouraging improper gait patterns, leading to hip misalignment, lower back pain, and increased wear and tear on the knees. Also, there's something psychological at play. People, like Margaret, feel guilty if they skip a day or don't hit their step goal. That guilt keeps them in a loop where they're afraid to rest, even though rest is when the body actually rebuilds and heals. But the body sends signals: fatigue, soreness, slower recovery. And when those are ignored, the result can be premature aging at the cellular level. The truth is, more isn't always better. Especially after 70, what your body needs is not more effort, but more intelligent effort. Movement that supports strength, balance, and energy, without grinding down the body. Margaret thought she was helping herself. In reality, she was unknowingly speeding up the very decline she was trying to prevent. Many older adults adopt long daily walks with the best intentions. It's one of the first pieces of advice they receive after retirement, from both doctors and well-meaning family members: just walk. It's easy, it's free, and it's good for you. And at a glance, that advice seems harmless, practical even. Walking is low impact, requires no special equipment, and has long been associated with better cardiovascular health and improved mood. But what most people don't realize is that after age 70, The body's needs change significantly, and so does its ability to handle repetitive strain. What was once a simple act of self-care can gradually become a source of damage when done without proper awareness. Picture this: John, 75, wakes up each morning, ties his sneakers, and heads out for his 90-minute walk. He doesn't run or push himself too hard. He's not trying to set records. He's just sticking to what he believes is a healthy habit. But over time, he begins to notice something's off. His legs feel heavy. His posture seems more stooped than it used to be. His joints, especially in the knees and hips, are aching more consistently. And even though he's active, his doctor tells him he's lost muscle mass since his last checkup. How can that be? Isn't walking enough? The issue is subtle but serious. As we age, our muscle mass declines naturally, a process called sarcopenia. We lose strength, coordination, and the ability to recover quickly from physical effort. Joints lose lubrication and cartilage thins. Repetitive movements, especially those without enough variation or rest, begin to wear down tissues instead of building them up. Walking long distances every single day, especially without strength training or flexibility work, creates a chronic stress load on the body. This leads to increased levels of inflammation and, ironically, muscle breakdown, not muscle growth. It's a hidden trap many fall into. There's also the factor of intensity. While walking is great for general movement, it is not weight, bearing, or resistance, based in the way that muscles require for maintenance and growth in older adults. Walking a lot does burn calories, yes, but it doesn't necessarily build strength or preserve bone density. In fact, when overdone, it can lead to overuse, injuries, and energy depletion. The body starts to compensate for fatigue by altering walking mechanics, shuffling feet, leaning forward, or dragging steps, which can throw off alignment and increase the risk of falls. The analogy is simple: just as overwatering a plant doesn't make it healthier, overwalking doesn't automatically mean a healthier body. A plant flooded with too much water loses nutrients, becomes weak, and can even rot from the inside out. The same goes for the human body, especially in the later decades of life. What starts as a well-intentioned effort to stay active can become counterproductive when not tailored to the body's actual needs. And for many older adults, the key isn't to stop walking. Science is beginning to catch up with what many older adults are experiencing firsthand, that not all movement is created equal, especially in the later stages of life. While walking has long been celebrated as a cornerstone of health, emerging research shows that excessive low-intensity cardio, like long daily walks, might not provide the benefits people assume it does after age 70. In fact, it may do more harm than good when it becomes the only form of exercise, especially in large volumes. A study conducted at Stanford University observed that older adults who engaged in high volumes of low-intensity cardio, such as walking for over an hour every day, had significantly elevated levels of oxidative stress markers and cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Elevated cortisol can interfere with sleep, impair immune function, and break down muscle tissue. When cortisol remains high for long periods, it essentially speeds up the aging process on a cellular level. Oxidative stress, meanwhile, damages cells and tissues, contributing to chronic inflammation and age-related diseases. The findings were clear: while moderate walking has benefits, overdoing it can quietly accelerate aging processes inside the body. Harvard Health echoes this perspective. Their research highlights that what older adults really need is a balance of movement that challenges muscles and bones. Resistance training, whether it's bodyweight exercises, light weights, or resistance bands, has been shown to be far more effective than walking alone at maintaining mobility, preventing falls, and preserving bone density. Short bursts of higher effort activity, such as climbing stairs or performing brief bodyweight squats, stimulate the production of growth hormone and support neuromuscular health. These forms of exercise promote what scientists call functional strength, the kind of strength that helps people rise from a chair, carry groceries, or maintain balance on uneven ground. The blue zones, regions of the world where people routinely live to be 90 or even 100, offer additional insight. In places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Icaria, people don't walk for miles in a straight line every day. Instead, they engage in what researchers call natural movement. Gardening, standing up and down from the floor, tending animals, climbing hills, and carrying objects throughout the day. Their movement is integrated into life, varied, and includes periods of rest. They also engage in physical labor that builds muscle and balance. Strength isn't just a byproduct of movement. It's a requirement for long-term vitality. These findings shift the paradigm. Longevity and healthy aging aren't built on logging steps or pushing for distance. They're built on movement that strengthens, balances, and supports recovery. Overwalking, when done to excess, lacks the variety and muscular challenge the aging body craves. The science is telling us to move smarter, not necessarily more. By focusing on resistance, variation, and recovery, older adults can extend not just their lifespan, but their health span, the years of life lived with energy, strength, and independence. So, what's the smarter strategy for staying active and healthy after 70? The answer isn't to stop walking altogether. It's to shift from long, repetitive cardio sessions to a more balanced, intentional approach to movement. Experts across geriatric medicine, exercise physiology, and longevity science now agree that combining short, purposeful walks with strength, mobility, and balance training is far more effective for maintaining long-term health and independence. Instead of aiming for long-distance daily walks, a better option is to engage in short, brisk walks lasting about 15 to 20 minutes. These walks should be done at a pace that slightly elevates the heart rate, but doesn't exhaust the body. This kind of moderate activity improves cardiovascular health, supports joint lubrication, and encourages circulation, without placing too much strain on muscles or joints. The idea is to move just enough to energize the body, not wear it down. Complementing these walks should be to 3 sessions of resistance training per week. This doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or using resistance bands to strengthen key muscle groups like the legs, glutes, back, and arms. As people age, maintaining muscle mass becomes one of the most critical components of healthy aging. Strong muscles not only improve mobility and posture, but also support the joints and reduce the risk of falls, one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence in older adults. Resistance training also stimulates the production of mitochondria, the energy factories inside our cells, making it a powerful tool against fatigue and age-related muscle loss. In addition to walking and strength work, integrating mobility and balance exercises is crucial. Practices like Tai Chi, light yoga, or even simple balance drills such as standing on one leg while brushing your teeth help maintain proprioception, coordination, and joint flexibility. These exercises gently stretch and align the body while teaching better control and stability. Tai Chi, in particular, has been extensively studied and is known to reduce the risk of falls, lower blood pressure, and improve mental focus. Yoga offers similar benefits, helping to reduce stiffness, improve posture, and calm the nervous system. This 3-pronged approach, short walks, strength training, and mobility work, has a compounding effect. It reduces systemic inflammation, helps manage stress, supports hormone balance, and preserves the muscle and joint integrity needed for day-to-day life. It's a strategy that listens to the aging body's changing needs rather than pushing it to keep up with routines better suited for younger decades. Ultimately, the goal isn't just to live longer, but to live better. A smarter movement plan after 70 supports independence, protects against injury, and helps you feel more vibrant, agile, and in control of your body. Thousands of older adults are now making the shift to smarter movement routines, and they're seeing incredible results. From improved energy levels to deeper, more restorative sleep and increased physical strength, this new approach is changing lives. It's not about giving up walking altogether. It's about being strategic, intentional, and tuned into what the body truly needs after 70. The stories are everywhere. People who once felt drained after long walks are now waking up refreshed, feeling more confident in their balance, and moving through daily life with less pain and more ease. Take Linda, for example, who's 74 and used to walk over an hour every day because she believed it was her ticket to staying young. She thought the constant tiredness and sore knees were just part of getting older. But after switching to 20-minute brisk walks combined with twice-weekly resistance band workouts and a weekly Tai Chi class, she noticed a massive change. Her energy improved. Her sleep, which had become fragmented, became more consistent. She felt more stable on her feet and even regained muscle tone she hadn't seen in years. She didn't have to work harder. She just had to work smarter. The urgency here is real. The earlier you make this change, the more quality years you add to your life. Every month, every year that you continue with a movement routine that breaks your body down instead of building it up is time you can't get back. Mobility, strength, and resilience are far easier to maintain than to rebuild after injury or illness. If you're already feeling fatigue after long walks, or if your joints seem to ache more than they used to, your body is trying to tell you something. The good news, it's not too late to listen. You have a choice. You can keep pushing through with outdated advice, or you can shift to a routine that actually supports as healthy aging. This isn't just theory. It's what real people over 70 are doing right now, and it's working. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start small, shorten your walks, and gentle strength work. Try a balance class or stretch routine. Within weeks, many notice they feel stronger, steadier, and more energized than they have in years. Comment below if you've ever felt worse after a long walk. Maybe your knees etched or your energy dipped, and you didn't know why. Let's open up this conversation, share what's working, and support each other in aging wisely. Share this video with someone over 70 you care about. A parent, a neighbor, a friend. They might be following the same old advice, walking themselves into exhaustion when what they really need is a better plan. You might just help them reclaim their energy, strength, and independence. Now is the time to shift from aging passively